guys. I never really done a video like this before, but went hunting this morning and did not end up seeing anything. And this whole afternoon I was gonna be kind of bored and stuff, not really knowing what to do. And I was thinking the other day I could get into doing like stories and stuff on my hunts and like hunting tactics and stuff, and I thought it'd be a pretty good idea to get some content on my channel for you guys. Like I said, hunting tactics, stories on some of my kills. Like we're gonna do a story on one of my kills in this video. I'll try not to make these too long and drawn out, but I'll kind of like dig down all the things that went down to killing all my bucks and stuff, and just basically from start to finish. So the story with this buck, this was my 2024 buck. He's nothing huge or nothing. It was on public land, and I was happy with him. I shot him with my bow. But the story of this buck started beginning of October. I had been hunting a fair amount, like not a ton, but enough to be seeing some deer. And I wasn't really seeing many deer the first week of October into the end. I wasn't seeing much anything. Well, November 1st hit, and it was a really cold, frosty morning. And pheasant season was opening the morning that I hunted, and what a coincidence, they stocked pheasants in Pennsylvania on this piece of public I was hunting, and I didn't know if you know, this whole pheasant hunters were gonna mess stuff up. Well, I don't know that pheasant hunters showed up that morning. I don't think I heard any shots, but I might have heard a few in the distance, but if there were, they weren't very close. And we'd been sitting there all morning. Another guy had snuck in from behind us, and he put on a rattle show for us, so we heard him rattling down in the timber. And after that, I think it was half an hour after that, we heard like bah, bah, like heavy grunting and stuff. Like, there's a buck over to our left. Well, it worked up the left side of us and got out in front of us in like a huge, like, swampy thicket type thing. And this buck got out in front of us, and it was bah, you could hear chasing in there the whole time. And you go like mud and like swamp just on the deer's feet as they would step. And this buck comes out. Well, first this doe comes out. She comes in running out into like 10 yards, and we heard something behind her, and we knew it was gonna be the buck. Sure enough, this 8-pointer was actually bigger than actually ended up being bigger than this one. But this 8-pointer, about like that, probably about that tall, he come out, walked right in front of the trail camera, and I think it was like 25 yards when I shot. Well, when I shot, I kind of rushed, and he was kind of quartering away, but yet little did I know his doe was standing right here at 10 yards, and I went to full draw. Apparently she never saw me, which was incredible. The fire's getting hot, but she never seen me, and this buck's quartering away, and I let an arrow fly, and it shot. It like grazed right here on it. Just it's like I didn't like the arrow when it went. It didn't sound good. It didn't. Nothing looked good. So the buck ran off and kind of standed. He ran off like 30 yards and kind of standed there. He didn't really know. He didn't know what happened. Like, he didn't sense human or nothing. He never smelled us or anything. And so he kind of just stood there for a little bit, and then he kind of walked off. And we're like, oh no. So we got down and looked at the arrow, and all tracked blood for 100 yards, and it just petered out till there's nothing. So we figured, oh, it's just a flesh wound. So I I got all regrouped after that. You know, I felt down about it because, you know, it was a nice buck. It was a nice 2-year-old buck. And so I went out the next Saturday because I have school all week and I don't really get out hunting. Only on the weekends usually. And we got out that next Saturday, and it was just a piece of public me and Dad found on the map. And he'd had a little bit of history with it. So we go walking in there. It was late. We got in late. We were trying to get as quiet as possible. We were taking our climbers in, but we were just clanging around the whole time. And me and Dad got in there really loud. Well, we got all set up in the tree, and we weren't really hearing much of any. We weren't even seeing anything all morning. A friend of ours who was hunting kind of close to us. He had been seeing bucks chasing does, but we were literally seeing nothing. And we're just sitting there, and yeah, my dad's standing there, and my dad's with me, and he looks over and he starts shaking his arm like this. I look over, I'm like, ooh, must mean there's a deer coming. He's just shaking his arm like this. So I grabbed my bow, and about the second I got my bow off the hook, sure enough, here comes this thing. All I seen was this. I just seen this, and I was like, well, you know, I haven't, because I haven't shot too many bucks in my life. All the ones I have shot, though, have been with my bow, but I haven't shot too many, so I'm like, yeah, I'll shoot that, you know. And he was walking down the trail, and I could just see this. I knew it was kind of weird looking, and I went, "Meh, meh, meh," and me and my dad both yelled at him and stopped this buck at like 25 yards. And I shot, and he was pretty broadside when I shot him, and and what I remember is when I shot, I did not see where the arrow hit at all. But all I seen was Dad over here to the left, like thumbs up at me the whole time. I was like, it was like, sweet. Dad's like, you smoked him, and I was like, really? I was like, I didn't see where the arrow went, and Dad's like, yeah, you crushed him and stuff, and I was like, all right. And then once the buck taken off, there was just heavy thrashing and crashing. But yeah, so we knew he couldn't have went far, and I think he only ended up going like 45, 50 yards, and I piled up there.